Hi guys, and welcome back to the Fans Perspective. And yes, the Premier League season is just around the corner, and what brings with it is what to some people is one of the most stressful last few hours of their lives. Yes, the FPL deadline. Now, I know you have one of those mates in your friend group which is checking FPL every few minutes, making slight changes to their team, taking screenshots. I know I do. And yeah, being an experienced FPL player myself, played it for a few times, won a few leagues, and obviously I've got together a few of my mates as well. I have got together an FPL must-have player, one player you've got to have in your team from every single Premier League club. And yes, this was difficult because some teams in this league are not good for FPL, as you know. But yeah, without further ado, I just want to say a few more things. Thank you guys so much for the support on the latest video. It's going mental on Twitter. I've got clips that are hitting like 35,000 views. You guys are ridiculous. On YouTube, we're slowly going up, and I can't believe it. The family is growing. If you want to join the family, however, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know when a video goes live. You know you want to, you might as well. And also, if you have any FPL friends, share this video to them as well. So let's get into it. Talking about teams which are really difficult to choose in FPL, you got to start with Bournemouth, and I've gone with Dominic Solanke. I spoke about him in a previous video. You can't really miss out on him. Yes, I understand he's only got 1.5% selected on FPL, but it's because in all fairness, there are lots of other better choices. So we started off on a little bit of a bad patch, but 36 goal contributions in 46 games in the Championship last season, you can't really go wrong with that. And compared to the rest of their team, you can definitely tell they can concede a lot of goals. You can't really see him winning midfield battles, but if they get a penalty or it's just a fluke chance on the counter, you can clearly see him putting them away. So if you were to go with a Bournemouth player, I'd go with Dominic Solanke. Next up, you could pick a lot of players for Arsenal, but I've gone for Gabby Jesus. He's really in a league of his own for price-wise. £8 million for a striker means you can get another big boy with him. He's got a 70% choice ratio on FPL, meaning he's a personal favourite, so you can't really fall behind the pack. He's slapping in goals for Arsenal in pre-season, destroyed Chelsea, destroyed Sevilla, and he scored important goals for Man City last season as well, scoring in the Champions League, big Premier League games against Liverpool, etc. He's got big boots to fill, but I can see him going rampant this season. For Aston Villa, I've gone with Matty Cash. Now, 20% of people have selected him, so you can go over hit and miss for this one. But for a $5 million defender who starts for both club and country, you can guarantee he's going to play every week. He's a great overlapping fullback and get balls into the box, and he even takes some set pieces as well. You can't really ask for much more. You don't even have to start him every week. He's just a decent rotation player. I think he's a great player, and get him in your team. Now, for Brentford, it was quite tough considering a lot of people think they're going to have second season syndrome, but you can't really forget about Ivan Toney. Having that price bump to 7 million has made a lot of people a bit weary about him. Only 5% have selected him, but he got 139 points last season. He was one of the best statistics-wise forwards outside of the top 6. He doesn't miss a penalty. He's got ice in his veins, and I think he will have a decent season, even if Brentford don't, obviously losing the likes of Christian Eriksen. Moving from a guy that's meant to score goals to a guy that's meant to stop them, for Brighton, I have gone for their goalkeeper, Sanchez. Now, a lot of people, because of his 4.5 million price tag, they've got him as a guaranteed second choice goalkeeper. 13.6%, which is quite high for a goalkeeper. I've personally gone with a different goalie for my second choice, but I can see why. Brighton have a very strong defence, especially if they keep Cucurella. I don't think they will, but if they do, the likes of just the big centre-backs they have, they usually keep clean sheets, which obviously got him the call up to Spain as well. He's a solid goalkeeper and a good choice, especially for such a low price. Okay, this is going to sound incredibly biased, but the first player you have to put in your FPL team is Reece James. He was injured for most of last season, yet he got 141 points. 40% of people on FPL have chosen him, and honestly, it should be more. A lot of people have taken him out because they're like, oh, Chelsea are finishing the Europa League spots. He scored an own goal in pre-season. He's warming up. He's going to be in a back three with Thiago Silva and Koulibaly. He'll play either right centre-back or right wing back. Either way, he's going to be getting the ball into the box. You know he drives forward. He's got strength, he's got pace, he's got agility. He can do everything. He'll get you FPL points for assists, especially with Raheem Sterling at the back post. He can do anything, and he's generally, in my eyes, the best right back in the league. And yes, Trent fans take that away. For Crystal Palace, you could arguably go for a lot of people. Wilfried Zaha has always won for points, but I've gone for Michael Olise. You saw a glimmer of his talent and the tech that he has last season, but sadly the injury quite ruined him. But he still had a decent amount of goal contributions in comparison to the minutes that he was on the pitch. And I think he will shine this season. Obviously, he did well in the Championship, and it's this next step up that he has to prove himself. And I have full belief in the boy. For 5.5 million, it's a decent rotation choice as well, especially if you have a few million spare. For Everton, you really have to go with the best of a bad bunch. You know, I really rate Frank Lampard as a man. I've really realised, though, as a manager, he's not top quality. And I've put Everton at the bottom of the table, pretty much. And for Mykolenko, under Frank Lampard, he's done a decent job, both attacking and defensively. I can see him getting a few points off assists or possibly the odd goal. You can't really expect much for clean sheets at Everton. But who else am I arguably going to say? Rondon? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? The Mitrovic trade has officially hit the station. That is right. We're going full force with this one, and I will die on this hill. Mitrovic, you please don't let me down, mate. You have to score a lot of goals this season. He was breaking records left, right and centre. He hasn't played around in the Championship. He hasn't yet done anything in the Premier League, but I think he can this season with some players like Andreas Pereira setting him up. For Fulham, I don't really see him keeping that many clean sheets, even though they might be getting Leno, to be fair. But yeah, with Sarr on loan, I don't have any hope for them at all. They're going down, but Mitrovic will bag some goals, so get him in your team. On the lines of cheap strikers, for Leeds, I've gone with Sam Greenwood. I can't think of any Leeds player on the entire of FPL that will have a good season this season. Sinistera, I wouldn't get him for the price. Meilier, I don't rate him as a goalkeeper, and there's no one else in the club that stands out. Sam Greenwood, 4.5 million. It means you can get two other decent strikers, or you can get Son and Salah, for example. Just get him in your team. I am proud to announce the channel is partnering with BetUS, where the game begins. Now, if you enjoy sports betting or online casinos, use our special link below to go to the site and get a 125% bonus on your winnings. Yes, that's right, 125%. Now, obviously 18 plus, and then go check out for yourself. Let's get into the video. For Leicester City, I may have gone for a controversial one, as he might be on his way to Newcastle United for £40 million. That is right, the English midfielder James Maddison. Now, he might not get in his England call-up, but he still had a decent season last season on all accounts. 20 goal contributions. For £8 million, it's a bit of a pricey price tag, hence why only 5.6% of people have gone for him. But if you want a goal scorer midfielder who can also get as an eye for a pass, he'll definitely start for both Leicester and Newcastle. So it could be a cheap eye, especially going into their start of their season. For Liverpool, do I even have to say his name? I'm actually shocked only 58% of people have him. It's Mohamed Salah. He's got pretty much 250 FPL points every single season. He takes penalties for Liverpool. He always gets the golden boot every single season. He's just getting goals after goals. He's one of the best players in the league. It's a no-brainer. Mohamed Salah. Okay, so I look a little bit like a hypocrite right now because he's my favourite player in the league. He's the best player in the league. He's my favourite midfielder in the world, Kevin De Bruyne, and he's not in my FPL team. It's because Son is, and I'm swapping him for game week 2. But you have to have Kevin De Bruyne in your team because he got 200 FPL points last season. He'll always get one of the highest goal contributions every single season. He's going to be winning the league. He's got players like Erling Haaland around him now, even yes, Haaland didn't start the best. And he's just in the prime of his career. So I think, yes, for 12 million, it's a bit of a risk because it means you have to downgrade other elements of your team. But get Kevin De Bruyne in your squad, I promise you. Moving over to the other side of Manchester now, I've gone for Jadon Sancho. Now, yes, there are a range of players you could go for here. You could have gone for Martial, Rashford, or even midfielders or defenders like Harry Maguire. But I've gone for Jadon Sancho because he showed some glimpses of what he was like at Dortmund last season. I think you should only push on under Ten Hag and the new system. Obviously, under Ralph Rangnick, it wasn't going too well. He's had a great pre-season, getting goals and assists. And for 7.5 million, it's a decent price range. Now, 12% of players have already selected him and jumped on this bandwagon, but will you? For Newcastle United, I've gone with the Brazilian-born Toon lad. That is right, Bruno Guimaraes. He really turned Newcastle's form around last season, performing excellently. He got 70 FPL points, which for a struggling Newcastle side at the start is very decent. And I think Newcastle will push for Europe this season. He's got a great eye for a pass, he's got that Brazilian flair, and he loves it in Newcastle. You can see the smile on his face. He plays for the badge every week. Newcastle will only improve week on, week out, and if he gets other midfield partners, which are the ones that are linked for him, this could be a very saucy season for him. And yes, he was one of the first names on my team sheet. For Nottingham Forest, I've put him in my backup goalkeeper. You know what I'm on about. Dean Henderson. He's a great goalkeeper, and yes, he's been sat on the bench for a while behind David De Gea, but that's only learning experience from one of the world's best, and I'm still on the bandwagon of the Sheffield United, of course. He did so well with them, keeping clean sheets, and just as soon as he left, the team crumbled and fell apart. It was due to other reasons as well, but they still got relegated, and yeah, I think he will have a great season for them. He's a decent price at 4.5 million, and really a player you can't exactly miss out. For Southampton, obviously, as you guys know, I don't think they're going to have the greatest of seasons. But the one man you know will be their shining light is James Ward-Prowse, the best free kick taker in world football. And I think that's the reason why almost 10% of people have selected him. He got a lot of points last season. He's the player that always performs week in, week out for Southampton. You can always expect a 7 out of 10 performance. And yes, they might not have the best forwards, but they might be bringing in a few big names. And if he can get assists as well as his set pieces, he could rack up quite a few points for you and your team. And especially for 6.5 million as well. For Tottenham Hotspur, I've gone for Heung-min Son. Last season, he played 35 games, got 23 goals and 9 assists. 23 non-penalty goals in the Premier League. He got the Golden Boot, and for most of that season, the squad wasn't even great. Harry Kane was underperforming. This season, they made some great improvements to the squad, and a lot of people say they'll push for the title, or at least get confirmed Champions League football early on. I think Son will have another great season. He's in the prime of his career, and he's just flourishing of such talent Tottenham have at the moment. So yeah, you've got to get him in your squad. 12 million is expensive, but he's a must-have for FPL points. I'll be honest, for West Ham, I really want to go for Filip Kostic. He's one of my favourite players in the world, but they haven't quite signed him yet, or they might not sign him definitely, because he could want to stay at the club. But so instead, I've gone for Jared Bowen. Obviously, getting 12 goals and 10 assists last season. He's an all-rounder, and he really stepped up his game. Yes, for 8.5 million, it's a bit of a stretch, and I can understand why you wouldn't choose him. But he's definitely going to bag some goals. He's got some extra talent around him, so you can grab some assists as well. And yeah, I just really believe in the boy, and he definitely should be getting England call-ups. Finally, Wolverhampton Wanderers, I'm on for Pedro Neto. Yes, he didn't have the best of season last season, but hear me out, okay? 5.5 million. That's really cheap. You can still get loads of big boys. I've done it. Okay, that's really cheap for a midfielder. It's like 1 million more than one of the worst midfielders you can buy. He's guaranteed to start for Wolves. He's an attacker. Jimenez is injured, and they have to find a last-minute replacement considering they've just got rid of Fabio Silva. He should be playing more of a central role. He's got skill to get past this man, which could get him in good shooting opportunities. And I really do believe this man should step up his game this season and be the big man for Wolves, considering they need someone else to step up now. So yeah, for Wolverhampton Wanderers, I've gone for the Portuguese man, Pedro Neto. Get him in your squad. Okay, so that is it, guys. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. I tried to give my insight roughly into both real life and FPL, what's the best choices for each club. I hope you guys did enjoy. Did I make a big mistake and miss out an obvious player for your club? Please leave it in the comment section below. Or am I just being an idiot and I've got all of them wrong? I do apologise. Obviously, football is down to perspective at the end of the day, hence why I'm but the fan's perspective. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please smash that like button. You know it means a lot to me. And subscribe to the channel just down here and smash that notification bell so you know when you never miss a video. Like I said, if you have any questions or queries, drop it down in the comment section. I'll try and answer every single one of them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.